How's it going, crew? This is Happy Days, and welcome to another episode of the Let's Build series, where each episode we take a look at how to build something awesome and different in Terraria in different locations around the world. Now, if you can't tell, we're at the beach today, and we're going to do something that's been requested quite a bit, and that's to build a base under the ocean and have a bit of fun with it. So, it's kind of cool. There's a nice big space in the water here, and what I'm actually going to do is break this video up into a few segments, and the first one's going to be about how to get your foothold in the water, and we're going to build like a dome, a small dome that's like an entry point, and I kind of want to make a sort of platformed entry on the top so you can easily just make your way down into your base. Talking about equipment that you'll need to do some building under the water, I've actually got a celestial shell equipped. You could achieve this with gills potions as well, which just use water leaf and pretty common ingredients, I'm pretty sure. So there's lots of different ways you can breathe underwater. So yeah, the first thing we're going to do is actually just platform out, and what I want to find is sort of roughly the middle of the ocean here, and you can see I've been swimming around in the water. Well, I've been swimming around in the water a bit, just having a bit of fun, sort of looking at the space I've got to work with. Now, I've decided to play around with sunplate blocks today, which are the things you actually get from the floating islands. Yeah, that's right. Now, some of you might be like, whoa, sunplate blocks. I think the cool thing about this build series, guys, is use whatever you like. Like, I'm just building with something that takes my fancy at the time, but, you know, if you want to build it out of mud blocks or, I don't know, even ebenstone or different things like that, like, that's the cool thing about this. Like, you can do whatever you want, which is really cool. So I thought what would be nice is to, and I'll work on this a bit more too, is to make a cool little entryway. And what's also awesome about that is it can be like a fishing spot at the top here. So, as always, we'll do a bit of a speed build. My first mission with this is to just create like a mini elevator that just goes to the base here, and I'll be creating like an entryway to the main underwater city from there. So, enjoy, and I'll see you once we've got this step done. Okay, so far so good, and I'm quite enjoying how the base is working out so far. I thought I was going to be putting glass domes over everything, but I thought about, you know, I'm pretty sure I mentioned I've been playing Bioshock, and if you think about the City Rapture, it's not all under a glass dome. The buildings are literally just under the water, with sort of like airlock sort of things going on. So I'm going to continue with this design, although what I have done is made the roof of it out of glass. I changed that. So, yeah, I think what I'll continue on with, if my map will work, no, it's playing up at the moment, I'm going to use a bit of symmetry for the main buildings, but then sort of run off little different things going outside of it. One thing I was really keen to try too is a bit of an indoor garden, if that makes any sense to you, like having a natural sort of grass biome under the sea. I think it's really cool. I mean, biomes in little boxes look cool, you know, even in a normal base, but a normal biome under the water I think might look really, really cool. So I thought I'd give it a go and yeah, just see what happens with it. Okay, so it's time for the grand tour of our new underwater base. And it was a lot of fun making this. I'm not going to lie to you, it was challenging, but really fun at the same time. So here's a little entryway I've made, and I've put a spawn point there, especially if you're going to fight Duke Fishron and all that good stuff. So you could also easily fish out the sides, or if you wanted to put some platforms in the roof, you could just stand on the roof and do some fishing. And then you drop down and kill the slime. And I've actually, ooh, a little bit of water got in. When you're building this, one thing I did notice is even if the blocks are in the way, the next time you log in, sometimes a bit of water will seep through. But eventually you'll get it all mopped up, so it's all good. Yeah, so I've gone with a bit of symmetry with this base. However, that said, I have spoken about not using symmetry, so this is probably the first time I've really tried to build underwater. So I've played it safe and gone with symmetry. It makes it a lot easier to set up. I've made these little outside gardens in here, which are kind of cool. And I've set up just some basic plant beds, but it just goes to show that if you wanted to still do planting under the water, you still can. And if you put a wall in, I had to wait for the tree to grow. But once the trees have grown, you could put a backdrop in. I haven't got the glass on me now, but you could put like the glass wall in, and that way you could get an extra NPC moving into these garden areas and put a door there. So that's pretty cool. And just a little campfire, because why not? And then yeah, I've just made 4 rooms at the bottom, and I did check them, and yeah, they said they're fine for NPCs to move into, I'm pretty sure, which is, yeah. So there's actually quite a lot of rooms in this base. If I can give you a big safety tip, maybe take your pickaxe out of your hotbar when you're in your underwater city, because it wouldn't take much. If water gets in, it'll knock all your torches off, knock up your campfires. Yeah, fishies will be everywhere, and your cookies will get wet, so you don't want that. And it may have happened to me once or twice. But yeah, look, this was so much fun. So thank you to everyone who suggested making an underwater city base. One thing you could do is put a glass dome over the whole thing if you really wanted to go, you know, full on with it. I'm actually interested to try it again just for myself in the future and see how I could do it a bit differently. But look, lots of fun, lots of fun. And before we end this video, I'd actually like to take a moment to show a few, and just really a few, of the people that submitted their bases for last week's challenge, which was to build in a sky cloud or a floating island. Now this is, it's still new suggestions to me, and this series is new, so I'm still working out how we're going to do sharing, but for now I'll just do a little quick montage and I'll put the names up and the images. But yeah, the link is in the description, and lots of people are using it already. There's a forum for the Let's Build series. So yeah, get involved, guys. It's lots of fun, and people are building amazing things. And thanks to everyone who built your own special designs for floating bases. They were so awesome. They're just fantastic. So your challenge this week is to try and build something under the ocean. Now, there's another way you could do this too. If you don't want to deal with the hassle of building around water, you could actually dig a hole in land, build your base, and then fill it up with water after. Especially if you've got the never-ending water bucket from the angler, or if you use a liquid duplicator like I've shown in the weekly wire. So you could do it that way too. But that's your challenge, to build some sort of underwater city. There's no real limit on how many rooms or how small it is. You could even build a submarine. Oh, that'd be cool. Oh, I'm giving myself ideas. Guys, leave a like if you've enjoyed this. And in the comments, it's really important, keep letting me know other things we could try and build. And then, that can be the theme for the week and we can all play around with it. It could also be like, not just building in a certain biome. It could be, and I just said it then, building an object like a submarine, or an airplane in the sky, or a few people have talked about a UFO. So there's actually a lot of cool things we can do. We haven't built in the underworld yet. We haven't built in the jungle or in the honey, in a hive even. There's so many places we could build. It's just boggles the mind. So yeah, keep those comments coming. And if you haven't subscribed yet, guys, I don't know if you can't tell by now, but this is a heavy community involvement channel. And yeah, I'd love all of you to get involved. So if you haven't subscribed yet, join up and come and be part of the fun with us. Here's the most important part as always. You guys stay happy, and I'll see you next time. This is HappyDays, signing out. See ya! And that means that ectoplasm will be, getting farmed nicely. And you can see that was dead easy to set up that. So the mobs can cruise up the sides. The mimics can get in, which is one of the main things. Yeah, we've got lots of good loot. Oh, he's got 3,000 health! He's only got 3,000!